What did you think about your daddy?
Я очень рад победе папы!
Oh, it's fucking horse beef. Oh man, I did tell you so. I did tell you so. All the Petr Yan blasphemers, the detractors of Petr Yan, right? The deniers of Petr Yan. All I hope is that the apology is just as loud as the disrespect, because you all thought you were safe coming around my channel talking about, oh, Petr Yan's gonna get knocked out cold. Figgy's gonna beat him. Wrong. And you couldn't have been more wrong leading up to this. This was a lock of a prediction. Petr Yan was always going to run through Figueiredo. Now, it was a great fight. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it wasn't close. Figgy's super high level, and I'm a huge fan of Figueiredo. So this isn't meant to be a disrespectful video towards Figgy. I'm a huge fan of his, and he made it a great fight. This is one of the fights of the year, man. This might actually be in my top 5 best fights of the year. Yet another technical masterclass of a performance from Petr Yan, and another technical war that he's put on. Like at this point, Petr Yan himself has some of the best fights in UFC history. Like when you just talk about high level action, man, this one and then his fight against Sandhagen, instant classics, both of them. This fight was fantastic, man. Can't wait to watch it all over again, dude. It was so good. First round spelled some danger for Petr Yan when Figgy got the outside trip, but yeah, Petr Yan's ability to get back to his feet. It was just spectacular as always, man. He's always been amazing at getting back to his feet, like let alone having incredible takedown defense. His ability to scramble back to his feet is unmatched in the UFC. It is unmatched. And he showed some high-level takedowns as well, dude. The outside trip that he landed, I believe at the end of the second round, was a thing of beauty, and then entered the flow state in the third and started putting it together like I expected him to in this fight. He looked like the best version that we've ever seen of Petr Yan's. Man, I am so beyond proud of my boy in this fight, man. The performance he put on was a masterclass. Yes, Figgy had moments, like I said, every round, while Petr definitely swept the entire fight. Yeah, I believe he dropped Petr at the end of the 4th round. It landed a couple of shots, but I thought the commentators were overreacting to the significance of some of those strikes. Like Figgy landed like one right hand. I think it was in like round 2, and the commentary team was going crazy. Like Petr Yan was on wobbly legs when he clearly wasn't. But realistically, there was really no point in this fight where Petr was in significant danger. He honestly put on a masterclass here. I'm so pleased, dude. Honestly, that combination, that fucking Tekken combination that he landed on Figgy in that 3rd round, where he was just entering flow state. I literally couldn't handle myself. I couldn't handle myself. If you've heard any of my most inappropriate intros, I was pretty much doing all of that at once while watching him in flow state. Just wild shit. What a fight. So pleased, man. In the card overall, I've never been more pleased to wake up at 3 a.m. in my entire life, because I woke up at 3 a.m. to watch all the prelims and everything, and it was so worth it, man. It was so worth it. This card was excellent. I would actually say this was probably the 2nd best card of the year behind UFC 300. I think it surpasses 308. Fucking amazing, man. And so, yeah, besides the fact that Petr Yan proved that he's the best bantamweight in the world, and he's coming for everybody. I know he wrote off the Sean O'Malley rematch. Don't get me wrong, he definitely should fight Sean O'Malley, but if he wants Merab Dvalishvili, you give him Merab Dvalishvili. In my personal opinion, Petr Yan's last 2 wins against Song Yadong and now Deiveson Figueiredo, who should have been probably the #1 contender in the first place over Umar. I believe that this should push Petr Yan above Umar, but I assume Umar and Merab should fight it out first, because I would honestly rather see Umar versus Petr Yan. I feel like, as I said in my last video, that would quite literally be the highest level fight in the UFC besides a Petr Yan versus Ilia Topuria super fight. I think that's one of the highest level fights you can put on the UFC. But yeah, this performance right here, like I said in my breakdown of this fight, don't expect Petr Yan to look the same as he did against Song Yadong, because even though he picked up the win against Song Yadong, he looked low on confidence compared to what we had seen him in the past, and he looked worse on the feet. He looked like he wasn't as mobile, and he couldn't switch stances as effectively and throw shots as effectively with as much power because of all those terrible injuries he had. And you could see the difference here with a fully fit, recovered Petr Yan. He proved exactly why I'm such a fan of his, and why anyone who's a fan of his is a fan of his. It's because he quite literally is the best fighter in the UFC. The skill set this man possesses is unlike any other. In my opinion, you could say biased, but in my opinion, you're biased if you say I'm biased. So how you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm just in a great mood. I'm sure you guys can tell. Great fight, man. I loved it. I loved the entire card. And I would also like to point out the fact that Petr Yan looked like he was potentially in the best shape of his life. He looked bigger than usual. Maybe it was just him next to Figueiredo. Yeah, Figgy definitely looked smaller than Petr Yan, which I wasn't expecting. I thought they'd look similar in stature. If anything, I thought Figgy would look bigger than Petr Yan, because Petr Yan himself isn't really a big bantamweight to begin with, but he looked bigger than ever. He actually looked like he was carrying more muscle than I'd ever seen him before. So the fact that he was able to fight at the pace that they were fighting at for 5 rounds, same with Figgy too, man. Figgy looked a little gassed. I would say in that 3rd round, I was expecting Petr Yan to finish him by the end of the 4th, which is what I predicted. But yeah, a 5th round or a 5-round decision war with Figueiredo for me is the best outcome to this fight, because this way Figueiredo doesn't lose a whole lot of stock and he can remain within the title contender picture. So I would say Figgy versus Sean O'Malley. If Peter's not going to take the rematch with O'Malley, I think Figgy versus O'Malley could be awesome. But yeah, Peter versus O'Malley or Merab or Umar, any one of those fights makes sense and would be awesome to see. I just want to see Petr Yan get revenge on everybody. I know the Aljamain Sterling revenge is off the table, but Merab and Sean O'Malley, he's on a warpath. He's coming for you. He's in his prime. Be afraid. And also the moment where his son came in the octagon was absolutely beautiful. I felt like I was in there with him, man. I felt like I was in there with my dad. I really did, dude. Almost brought a tear to my eye. Fantastic. Now, I just want to give you my basic thoughts on the remainder of the card. The prelims were great, man. God bless Feng Zhaochen. She got knocked out really, really badly. It looked scary, man. In all honesty, it looked like that knockout could have had fatal consequences at one point with how long it took for her to wake up. The lack of commercial break during that moment, it looked like a very, very scary moment. So God bless her. She's absolutely fine, man. A lot of my picks were good, but some of my picks were very, very wrong. Dong Hun Choi with a nasty knockout, man. Just back-to-back right overhands. Fucking bombs right on the chin. Beautiful. My Mongolian boy, Tumem Demba however you say his name, lost. So Carlos Hernandez potentially gets to stay in the UFC now. The whole main card was awesome. Zhang Minyang got the 1st round KO that I was expecting. He's so sharp, dude. I'm serious, man. China, you have yourself your own Alex Pereira. That dude has bombs in his hands. Carlos Ulberg got the win as well, which I predicted, but not the knockout that I was expecting. But pretty decently impressive decision. And Wang Kong, dude, I cannot believe it. This result, I believe, was like a 1 in 45 chance, right, on the betting odds, which is just insane. So anyone who put money on Gabriela Fernandez by submission, you're laughing right now, because Wang Kong, she's winning the fights, or Kong Wang, however you say these Chinese names, whether it's forwards or backwards, I have no idea because it seems to always be said differently. But yeah, it was all Wang Kong, and then Fernandez landed this head kick that looked like it put Wang Kong down, landed another, I think it was a left hand, drops her, chokes her out. It was surprising, but hey, man, I'm always down for a massive underdog victory. Love to see it. I picked Muslim Salikov once again, picked him against Ponzinibbio, picked him again against Song Kanan, and what a knockout. One of the best knockouts of the year, and one of the best wheel kick knockouts I think we've ever seen, man. It's up there. I would say it's right behind Barboza against Terry Edom, Bahamundes against whoever the fuck he knocked out with the spinning wheel kick, and then Muslim Salikov, man. Like, it's easily a top 3 wheel kick of all time, one of the best knockouts of the year, and I will always pick Muslim Salikov because the king of Kung Fu is my father, and I love him, love watching him fight. Go on to the co-main event here. Yan Xiaonan put on a super dominant performance against Tabitha Ritchie. It was expected. Yan Xiaonan was always going to win this fight. Tabitha Ritchie was never high level enough, especially on the feet, man. She was way outpaced here, and she got beat up. But she got a pretty smile and she got a pretty ass. So good for her, man. I hope she can recover from this. But she just doesn't have what it takes, in my opinion, to be a title challenger. Really, I just don't see it. I think Zhang Weili would do her even worse than Yan Xiaonan did. Now I expect Yan Xiaonan and Weili Zhang will fight once again. It kind of just makes sense. Women's strawweight is bland as shit. All the female divisions are bland as shit. And with the Kong Wang out of the picture now, and that hype train being derailed, female MMA is back to being boring yet again. those are my thoughts, man. Those are my thoughts on the card. Petr Yan, dude. He did it. He did it. He really did do it. And I'm so pleased for him. He's coming for everybody. Make no mistake. He's coming for everybody at 135. And he will reclaim that title because he's the best fighter in the world. And if you disagree, then you're simply incorrect. So anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section below if you watched the card, what you thought about the card, what you thought about Petr Yan's masterful performance. Whatever your thoughts are, really, just let me know in the comment section below. And anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.